Imagine looking up at the sky one morning, and the sun is simply gone. No explosion, no warning, no giant flash, just nothing. What would happen to Earth? Would we freeze instantly? Would the oceans disappear? And most importantly, could humanity survive? Let's find out. Our sun is more than just a bright object in the sky. It provides almost all of the energy that drives life and climate on Earth. But here's something crazy. If the sun suddenly disappeared, we wouldn't know immediately. That's because sunlight takes about 8 minutes and 20 seconds to travel from the sun to Earth. So for a little over 8 minutes, everything would look completely normal. Then the last sunlight would reach Earth. And after that, darkness. There would be no sunrise the next morning. The moon would also become almost completely invisible to us because moonlight is actually reflected sunlight. The planets would become much harder to see too. But there's another strange consequence. The sun's gravity would also stop affecting Earth after roughly the same 8-minute delay. Until then, Earth would continue moving around where the sun used to be. After that, Earth would no longer follow its normal orbit. It would begin traveling through space in a roughly straight path. And now the real disaster would begin. Without sunlight, Earth's surface would start losing heat. At first, you might not notice much, but temperatures would continue falling. Snow and ice would spread, lakes would begin freezing, and eventually much of the surface would become an incredibly cold place. But the cold wouldn't be the only problem. Plants need sunlight to perform photosynthesis. Without sunlight, plants could no longer make food in the normal way. Crops would begin failing, and when plants disappear, the effects would move through the food chain. Herbivores depend on plants, predators depend on other animals, and humans depend on the entire system for food. So eventually, food would become one of humanity's biggest problems. But here's where things get interesting. The oceans wouldn't necessarily freeze solid all the way to the bottom. The surface would freeze first, but beneath the ice, water could remain liquid for a very long time. Why? Because Earth isn't completely dependent on the sun for heat. Deep inside our planet is enormous amounts of geothermal energy. Heat from Earth's interior could continue warming parts of the underground environment and deep oceans, and that means some life could potentially survive. In fact, some organisms already live in places where sunlight never reaches. Deep beneath the ocean, around hydrothermal vents, entire ecosystems survive, using energy from Earth's interior rather than sunlight. So while the surface could become an icy wasteland, life wouldn't necessarily disappear completely. But what about humans? If humanity knew the sun was gone, we'd have to move underground. Large shelters could protect people from the freezing surface. We would need artificial lighting. We would need reliable sources of heat. We would need food-growing systems that don't depend on sunlight. And we'd need enormous amounts of energy. Nuclear power and geothermal energy could become extremely important. Underground greenhouses could use artificial lights to grow crops, but keeping billions of people alive would be an enormous challenge. Our civilization was built around a planet powered by the sun. Without it, almost everything would have to change. Cities, agriculture, transportation, food production, energy. Almost every part of civilization would be affected, and over the long term, Earth's surface would become darker, colder, and more hostile. From space, our planet would look completely different. Instead of the bright blue world we know today, Earth could become a dark, frozen planet drifting through space. The other planets would continue moving through the solar system, but the solar system would no longer be the same, and Earth would continue its journey through the galaxy without the star that once made our world habitable. So, could humanity survive if the sun suddenly disappeared? Maybe some humans could. Small groups living in carefully designed underground environments might survive for a very long time. But billions of people surviving indefinitely would be an enormous challenge. The sun has been powering Earth's climate and ecosystems for billions of years. Without it, we wouldn't just lose daylight. We would lose the main energy source that makes our world the way it is. And that's what makes our sun so incredible. We see it every day, so we rarely think about how important it really is. But without the sun, Earth wouldn't be the same planet. It would become a frozen world. drifting silently through the darkness of space. So here's the question. If humanity knew the sun was going to disappear tomorrow, could we build a way to survive? Subscribe to Factzillion, because there's always another what if.